There are two rules to prepping, two very important rules. There are a lot of rules, but these two I find very important. The first rule of prepping is you don't talk about your preps. And the second rule is you don't talk about your preps. Now, I know that's kind of a takeoff on Fight Club, and that's okay. When you tell people about your preps, you tell them, well, I have, let's say, 1,000 pounds of food grade wheat, and I have 1,000 pounds of beans, and I have this many gallons of water, and I have this much ammunition. In the first place, the people may be talking to other people, and they're going to tell them, you know, hey, those guys, they've really got it together, or these people have a lot of stuff. And then if something goes wrong, those people know right where to go find what it is that they want, what they need. Or you go on vacation. They know right where to go to find a whole bunch of stuff, ammunition in particular, especially in times when you can't get ammunition. So that's the first reason. Second reason is things get really bad in a grid down situation or any form of situation that is going to stop transport. And really, when we're prepping, we're just prepping for a breakdown in transport. I don't care what the scenario is. Transport is what gets you. This is why in the military we focus on taking out logistics. If we can take out logistics, Army can't fight. So, and these are good people that you might be talking to. Your friends, family. Well, remember in Safwan, Iraq, during Desert Storm, there were decent people. And they, how you doing?
Good.
They turned into very bad people. So several times in the military, I had to see the end of the world. And, you know, of course the world did go on. But for these people, it was the end of the world. Now, these normally very decent people, I have to assume they were decent. They were clean and well-dressed. Well, they didn't have any food. They didn't have any transport. So we would stop our truck, and give hungry children food. Give them MREs or a candy bar or something like that. It just depended. And so we did this one day. Like I said, we were in Safwan. So we stopped. We gave the kids each an MRE. Opened it up for them. Started to drive off. Looked in the mirror. And there were two grown men knocking the kids down and taking their food away from them that we just gave them. Now, these weren't bad men. They were doing bad things. They were good men doing a very bad thing because they were hungry. Because of uncertainty where their next meal is going to come from. So we had to go back and take care of that situation. And then we took the adult men to the Red Cross camp that was, I don't know, 5 miles up the road in Kuwait City. So they could get food and more clothes and whatever they needed. So don't think just because somebody is a good person that they won't do very bad things if their children are starving or if they're starving. Poverty and starvation is a very powerful motivator. So that's just another reason not to tell people. Another reason not to tell people is they just think you're crazy. I heard recently of somebody got their friends together and staged an intervention because a person was deemed as just a weird prepper dude. And he wasn't weird. He wasn't overdoing it. Not in my opinion anyway. It's not. I mean, preparedness is preparedness. You should be prepared. Think about not being prepared. So, yeah, they staged an intervention. And now they've basically cut this guy off. And for what? Because he likes to do something? Something that's actually pretty fun when you make a game out of it. And I heard another story about a guy who went away, had to go away for a weekend, and his mother came over to clean his house as a surprise while he was gone. And she knew about all of his preps and everything. Well, she got rid of them all while he was gone. She's donated stuff, gave stuff away, took stuff back to the store that was new enough and still had receipts. So, yeah, you just can't tell people. But prepping is it's a fun activity. You know, you start maybe just have a week. Say, well, I'm going to have a week of food stored and week of water and a week of everything that I need. And I'm going to keep that in the house at all times. So if I pull out a roll of toilet paper from my stash, then I'm going to buy another roll of toilet paper and put it back in the stash. Well, you can save yourself a trip to the store. And you've always got everything you need. And then maybe your next challenge is to do a month. This doesn't have to be expensive. It's not a lot of work. It doesn't take a lot of time. Especially, you know, like for me, it's just become a lifestyle. And, you know, I mean, I'm pretty prepared. And my circle, my tribe, they know that they're welcome to come. They also know that when they come, they have to bring things with them. Because if you did tell people about this, about your prepping, you could ask them, what are you doing to prepare? Well, I'm just coming to your place if something goes wrong. That's exactly what they're going to say. And I've heard it over and over and over again. And that's fine. But they also have to bring their own preps. They have to bring their own food to last a certain amount of time. They need to bring their own gear. If they're bringing weapons, they have to bring their own ammunition because they can't deplete yours. And we'll talk more about this in future videos, but you know, this is more for beginners because really advanced preppers already know this. Let me know in the comments what people have said to you when you told them that you're prepping or you explained your preps to them. Also tell me in the comments if you haven't even started yet but are interested in it. And you can also put in the comments how crazy you think I am for even bothering with this. All of it works. So, in future videos, I'm going to get into more details about this. Like how to spend your first $100 prepping. How to start on $20 a paycheck if that's all you've got. You know, when I started prepping, I was in the Army. And I had 4 kids and a wife. There wasn't a whole lot of money left at the end of the day, but we managed. And I didn't buy a lot, but if you look around, there are definitely deals to be had. So, I want you to like this video if you did, if you found anything in it that interested you. And definitely subscribe and click the bell if you're interested in more of these videos and more in-depth topics on prepping. I'm going to go into more. We're going to talk about food. We're going to talk about water. We're going to talk about tools that you need for prepping. Which hand tools you should have and which ones are a waste. What are the most needed things that when you think about prepping that you may forget, and I'm going to remind you, and maybe you can remind me. Okay, so that's all I've got for today. And so we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.